Hello, it's Friday, and that means it's time for your week's Friday Fuel. Friday Fuel is your weekly resource of business fuel to help you to keep your business in motion. Every Friday, we'll give you access to a new tool, a new resource, a new concept, or trend that you will be able to implement right away to help you to drive your business forward. You can gain access to this week's as well as the past week's resources by visiting us online at fridayfuel.pearlsinpursuit.com. Let's get started. Each of our sessions is going to be facilitated by either myself, Tiffany Lyman, or my co-host, Sarah Nickelberry. This week's edition is talking about creating a response policy. So, as we have been recovering from the past hurricane, as well as all of the impacts that have happened since the hurricane, there has been a lot of buzz on social media. And we've also seen that a lot of the problems that have occurred as a result of the storm have been aired and resolved using social media. So, this is just another one of those reminders for you as a small business that you need to think about a response policy for your business. So we're going to talk today about why you should have one, what you should include in it, and then what are the 4 F's of a response policy. Now, the purpose of you even engaging in social media is so that you can increase the engagement between yourself and your friends, followers, and fans. Once your engagement starts to increase, you're going to find that there's going to be 2 types of posts and comments that you're going to receive. You're going to get positive ones and you're going to get negative ones. Hopefully, the positive ones will far outweigh the negative ones, but you wouldn't really be in business if you haven't received any type of negative feedback. So that's something that you should expect and be prepared for. The first thing that you want to remember is the golden rule of your response policy. Do not ignore any of the comments that you receive, whether they are positive or negative. So if you're not going to ignore them, let's talk about what you can do with them. The types of feedback that you can receive on your site could be in the form of questions, ideas or recommendations, or it could also be complaints. So these are the types of feedback that you're going to receive aside from the posts or the responses to the things that you put out there. But this is when somebody comes out to your site and they post a comment on their own. So what are you going to do with this feedback? What you're going to first try to decide is whether what was posted on your site requires an action, a response, or an action and a response. So when you're talking about positive comments, it's great to have positive comments on there and then to leave them on there. Of course, the new people that come to your site are going to see them. But what you want to do is turn those people who are already fans of your business into raving fans. They're already happy about the service that you're providing. Continue the experience. So for you to continue the experience, what you can do is you can thank them. You can share the response. Use this as an opportunity to retweet them or to share what they've posted if they put it on Facebook. Or you can even ask for their permission to place their comment on your website or to use it in your marketing materials. What you could also do is leave a comment on their profile thanking them for their business or their interest and support in your business. And of course, you want to leave their positive comment on your profile so that when someone is doing their research about your company, they will see that positive comment. Then you have to have a strategy for how you're going to handle the negative comments. So the negative comments, you also want to leave these on your site because that is a sign of good integrity and it also shows transparency. So you're not going to be biased and only leave the good things that people say about you on there, but then delete the bad things. What you want to do is take those negative comments and respond to them in a way that shows high customer service and that still allows people to keep you in the game when they're doing their research and they're considering you as a company to do business with. So the 4 F's that you're going to follow with a negative comment is first, you're going to find it and find all the places where it exists. You're going to fact check it, fix it, and follow up. Let's start with number 1, finding it. Where does the comment exist? If you see the comment on your Facebook profile, for example, you might want to go ahead and look on your Twitter profile, look in some of the business directories like Yelp or any of those directories where they post comments and reviews about a company, and make sure that this person has not placed this comment in multiple places. So see if you can find all of the places where the comment exists. How many of your profiles were impacted? Then what you want to figure out is, what was the real issue? What happened that is causing them to post this comment to your profile? This is where you fact check. What are all of the facts surrounding the issue? What did they do? What was done by your company or by you in response? And what might have been some of the external factors that impacted what went on? What has been done so far? Have you already resolved it? And what they're saying is that they're not happy with the resolution? Or has there been no resolution? Is this your first time really knowing that there was a problem? So figure out what has been done so far. You want to make sure that you are consistent, because this is being done in a public space. So your former and other current clients are going to be able to read how you are going to solve this problem. So you want to make sure that you do what has typically been done in this case and what you can consistently do going forward. So you don't want to provide a humongous refund or a guarantee that you're not able to do all the time, because what you're going to now do is create this sense of expectation of what's going to happen if something should go wrong when someone is doing business with you. So make sure that you can be consistent with whatever it is that you decide to do or whatever you have done in the past. Now you're going to fix the problem. What are some of the possible resolutions that could happen with this problem? Maybe after you've done your fact checking, you realize that there was a big misunderstanding and there's not really anything that big that needs to be done, but that there is some clarity that needs to be provided. And so you can provide that clarity. Of course, you don't want to do it in any way that's going to compromise the confidentiality of the client, but you do want to make sure that you post something to their comment to let others know that you have responded to their issue. Then you want to solve the issue. If there was something that needed to be fulfilled that wasn't fulfilled, go ahead and do that. If there was a discount that is needed to happen, go ahead and do that. Whatever needs to be done, take the action to solve the issue. And then if you need to provide them with any needed compensation, so if there was some time that has elapsed and now they need to have a discount or something else needs to go on to further compensate them for whatever damages they may have incurred, give them that, and then provide them with an apology that things didn't go the way that they typically do with your business. After the resolution, don't just leave it there. Make sure that you come back and follow up to see how the resolution was met. Think about how awesome it would be to have someone come on your site, they post something negative, they weren't happy about something. You resolve it for them, and then you come back and ask them how the resolution worked out for them, and then they're able to give you a good review on how they perceive your business now, or on how satisfied they've been with the resolution. What you're showing there is how you turned a unfavorable situation into a favorable one. That's a great story that you would love to tell about your business. So that is something that you definitely want to make sure you do. Go and follow up. And then explain how the issue was handled and what steps have been done or are being taken to prevent such an occurrence. You can thank the customer for bringing this to your attention and let them know what you have since done so that you can promise and maintain good customer service going forward. So definitely make sure that you follow up, and if you can get them to also respond back, that's even better. Here is an example of a Twitter account that I found online that I consistently went back to this week, simply because I liked the way that he responded to the things that came to him online. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Cory Booker, he is the mayor of Newark, New Jersey. And Newark was hit very, very hard with this past storm. So there are a lot of people that are going to be within his city that are unhappy with what's going on. Some of those things that they're unhappy with are in his control and some are not. But they have been using his social media profiles to vent about the things that have been going on. And he has done a tremendous job of responding to all of the comments that have been left on there in a timely fashion and in a very professional manner. So up at the top, you see two comments that were left that talked about positive things that people have seen going on in the city. And you see that what he did was he responded back and retweeted what they said. So he gave them a response when they said something good, and he retweeted it. So he shared the positive things that were going on in the city and the positive comments that he got as a result of some of the work that has been done. Next, underneath that, you see three comments that are talking about things that are being done to handle some of the issues that are still outstanding. So he's continuing to follow up when action has been taken. So as the problem is being resolved and water is being turned back on, power is coming back on, damages are being assessed, he is continuously providing updates. And then at the bottom, you'll see that someone provided a negative comment and they're talking about getting the power restored. As we know, even though he is the mayor of the city, he's not the head of the power company, and he really doesn't have a lot of control over what a storm does to the trees that are going to cause you to lose power. However, he responded. He didn't say, well, that's not my job, that's not what I do. He simply just said, understood. So he showed that empathy, even though this is something that's outside of his control, and he responded to it. So even if there's no action to take, or the action that needs to be taken is outside of your control, maybe someone's just upset and venting, you do not want to ignore it. You want to make sure that you are responding so that you show that you are active on your profile and that you do take all of the things that are said about you or said to you very seriously. So some final thoughts. When you're creating your social media response policy, make sure it's something that you can keep consistent. Make sure that you're always going to be professional in the way that you respond to people, and stay in control. And what I mean by stay in control is don't allow what other people post on your profile to push you to a point of responding from emotion and taking you out of your professional position. You want to always maintain that control so that you can manage what is being said about your business and the way that your business is portraying itself. Great luck to you as you're creating your social media response policies. Remember, you can stay in the conversation with us, and we can continue this conversation about a social media response policy on our Facebook group. You can find the Facebook group online by going to Facebook and just typing in Business Fuel. Once you get there, you can request to be added to the group. Someone will respond to your request, and then you'll be able to talk about this or other topics regarding social media or business engagement. If you have any questions, you can submit those to us at fuel@pearlsinpursuit.com, or you can submit it to us right on Twitter and use the hashtag BizFuel. So tune in for next week's edition of Friday Fuel, and until then, stay fueled, stay engaged, and stay in motion.